Hello, my name is Glass, Magic Realm Historian. Please address me as such, and welcome to my Every Which Way review? Analysis sounds better. My Wits Academy video did awfully, which is fair, as nobody knows or cares who I am, but hopefully I will be able to find some more viewers with this one, as Every Which Way is a more recognisable franchise. But here I am anyway, because I've read too many wiki pages to not be intrigued about what the heck is going on. So, Every Which Way, the show that spawned Wits Academy and the show that made me go slightly insane. Unlike Wits, I had never watched the show before working on the video. The only thing I had seen was of the theme song, and to quote Tyler, who plays Diego, the theme song slaps. So let's get into
I cast a spell, it takes a hold of you.
Time to introduce the characters. We have Emma, sweet, nerdy, stereotypical YN main character. Andy, the tomboy supportive BFF to Emma, and she is also an Aero Ace icon. I don't care if she gets a boyfriend in Wits Academy, they break up and remain friends, and Andy just goes to do her own thing. Daniel, Emma's love interest. He's allergic to butterflies, awkward, and also he's somehow the nerdy love interest while also being the sports captain. Maddie, the blonde, spoiled, popular, rich, mean girl. She hates Emma for stealing Daniel from her, despite the fact that Daniel broke up with Maddie before they got together. It's a whole thing. Sophie, the dumb sidekick to Maddie. That is literally her entire personality, and also it's revealed that she works for the CIA, I think. Katie, one of Maddie's sidekicks. Probably one of my favourite characters. She wants to be the leader of Maddie's group, and therefore despises Maddie to a certain extent. Gigi. She's a gossip girl, blogger, influencer, and a YouTuber stereotype before YouTube was really any big thing. She was probably the first person to use cancel culture at Iridium High, and I stand by that. Diego. He's one of Daniel's friends, and he's pretty cool, and he gets very much more important the further in the series we go on. Him and Gigi are brother and sister. Lily, Emma's guardian, who's disguised as a school nurse, and she's a powerless witch. She knows lots about the magic realm and therefore teaches Emma, and by proxy the audience, about it. Terrible 3. They're Daniel's siblings and they cause pranks. I thought they were just here for an episode, but apparently they're here to stay for the entire series. We're introduced to the Sharks, which is a swim team that Andy, Daniel, and their kind of group of friends are a part of. We're also introduced to the Panthers, which are Maddie, Katie, and Sophie. And they're kind of the mean girl clique at the school, and everyone fears them apparently.
Do they?
Yeah. There's a bit in the first episode where Gigi comes up to Maddie and goes, "Maddie, 51% think you're the most you're the most feared thing in school." And Maddie goes, "Oh, who were the other percent?"
No one reacts to them in any episodes.
Ruby's a better antagonist than Maddie, which they probably realised considering season 4 and stuff. Maddie and Emma are both witches, with Emma being a good witch and Maddie being a bad witch. Also, there's a prophecy about the Chosen One, which is the most powerful witch of them all, which Lily thinks Emma is, and Maddie's mum, Ursula, wants Maddie to be, despite the fact that she's fairly certain it's Emma, because Maddie's mum wants powers. The school that they go to, Iridium High, isn't a magical school like I was expecting. It's fairly normal, minus the fact that there are a few witches there. The principal of the high school is an evil witch, who's very invested in Emma and Maddie's powers, as she suspects that one of them might be a chosen one. Also, she has a son called Julio, who's the captain of the Sharks. No, he's not! Also, she has a son called Julio, who's the coach for the Sharks. There's also this character development where Emma's dad doesn't like Daniel, which is a problem because they're kind of dating at this point. Also, Maddie loves Emma's dad and flirts with him, and it's really uncomfortable to watch, which I hope was the point. Emma keeps the fact that she's a witch secret from Daniel because shenanigans got a shenanigan. Emma finds the Hex, which is the book that was in Wits Academy that I was very confused about Andy doing CPR in a book, which is supposed to prove that Emma is the chosen one, but they're still not sure for some reason. Diego learns that he's magical, but in a different way from Emma and Maddie. He's a Churi Kanai, or a son of fire, which is a race of magical beings that witches hate, and they thought had gone extinct after a war. Lily talks to Julio, and she lets slip that Diego is showing signs of being a Kanai. So Julio goes and tells his mum, and the principal says that Diego will be a perfect conduit for a transfer of powers. Lily also recruits Andy to be another guardian to Emma while Lily's away. The principal's a chosen one, shown by the star-shaped birthmark on her neck, and she's been alive for centuries. She wants to steal Emma's powers, as Emma is now revealed to be a chosen one by a star-shaped birthmark on her foot, to become even more powerful, using Diego to transfer Emma's powers to her. She also turned Lily into a frog, which is something that she's known to do, which means that Emma will have to defeat the principal on her own at the eclipse, which is when the power transfer will happen. For this, I will copy and paste the notes from my phone directly. Julio's a frog, what the fuck? Emma and Diego both tell Daniel that they're magical. Meanwhile, the principal kidnaps Daniel at the school dance to lure Emma to her. She tries to take Emma's powers but fails, as Maddie and Emma team up to defeat her. Daniel and Emma then start dating and share a kiss at the end of the school dance. Maddie loses her powers in the battle, and Emma's powers are significantly weakened, but Maddie thinks that Emma has also lost her powers, and that's the end of season 1.
Thank God.
Honestly, during the majority of season 1, the only thing I enjoyed about the show was the theme song. But it does get better, I swear. Mainly with the introduction of one leather jacket wearing bad boy.
See my dreams, and they're all coming true.
The season starts with a new boy called Jax riding into the school, and you can tell he's a bad boy because he rides on a motorbike and wears a leather jacket, and also he's Australian. Emma's dad is the new principal of Iridium High because apparently the old one quit her job, which, yeah, she definitely quit her job. She definitely wasn't disintegrated into a pile of ash. No, that would be silly. Maddie still lost her powers and is really upset, but somehow Maddie's mum got them. So powerless witches can just take witches' powers? That's interesting. Ruby could have just tried to take any of her wit's powers at any time. She also blames Emma for it and vows her revenge, which means we've got to undo all the previous character development from the last season where they became tolerable of each other. Jax is a wizard and is aware that Emma is a witch. Emma was asked to show him around the school, which he does, and it turns out that Jax had his powers taken away from him by the Witches' Council because he was too irresponsible. The Witches' Council, which is basically the magical government, I assume that they rule the realm, is upset at Emma for revealing magic to humans and wants her to stop seeing her boyfriend Daniel. She says that if they want to stop her, they'll have to see her face to face. And they do! Agamemnon, my guy! And also Desdemona and Ramona are here too, but it's not Todd Allen Durkin, it's fine. Emma's keeping the fact that she got her powers back secret from Daniel because she doesn't want to hurt him. And also we need drama. That's the main reason why. Maddie and Diego are dating now, and Ursula isn't too happy because he's a Kanai. Woo! Magical racism. Also, apparently Kanai spell really bad to witches, like onions and dirty socks. Diego freezes something at the same time Maddie rhymes, so Maddie thinks that she's got her powers back. Katie convinces Diego to not tell Maddie that her powers are back, as she's been in a depression spiral for months and refusing to come to school. There's a thing called the full moon, which makes witches' powers go crazy every 20 years or so, and the full moon makes Desdemona evil, and now she wants to destroy the magic realm and everyone in it. You can tell she's evil because she has leather jackets and black eyeshadow. Emma is starting to experience personality changes because of the moon, and I love this Emma so much. Oh my gosh, it's Emma letting her impulsive thoughts win. The Witches' Council appear in Emma's room, which is definitely not creepy at all, and says that she has until the end of the full moon to make up her mind about whether she wants to date Daniel or lose her powers. And he does a British accent while imitating Jax, and he's Australian, not British. This is a very big pet peeve of mine. Jax teaches Emma how to clone herself, which is a very illegal spell in the magic realm. So she does clone herself and creates an evil version of herself, and the clone clones herself, so now there are 3 of them. Maddie gets her powers back, which shows a development in her relationship with Diego, as she didn't want to do it if it would hurt him. So he decides to build a conduit from scrap metals, which the Panthers take credit for because they're trying to get into Maddie's good graces. Emma doesn't entirely know how to undo the cloning spell, so she asks Jax, and he refuses to give it to her because he prefers the evil version of her more than her. Also, he's a dick. Because of the clones, Daniel is now aware that Emma has powers and that she didn't tell him, so he's mad and they break up. Maddie also tells Daniel that he's being a dick for not wanting Emma to give up on her powers because she's not accepting who she is, and honestly, I love this. Emma finally manages to undo the clone spell, but Jax wants Emma to bring E, aka the evil Emma, back because he liked her more than normal Emma. I just said that. Evil Desdemona recruits Gigi to be her minion and try and spy on Emma and Maddie to catch them using their powers. Daniel and Jax have a sword fight, and honestly it's not the worst fight choreography I've seen, but the swords are salami and bread. And also Jax definitely thought the bin was longer. Evil Desdemona talks to Agamemnon and convinces him that Lily's trying to destroy the magic realm, which he only buys because Desdemona says that Lily could just be dumb. So honestly, kind of fair, but also no, Aggie, you're supposed to be the reasonable one. Emma and Jax find out that there's a plan to destroy the magic realm in the old principal's office, and we learn that Jack's dad was a bad wizard, which I don't know exactly what that means. Is it something you're born with, like Descendants logic? We get no answers here or Wits Academy, so I'm just gonna assume it's either Descendants logic or just he's bad. Kill him. Look at him, he's evil. Kill him. The council summons Jax and Emma to take away their powers because they both made clones, which, you know, is illegal. And Jax says that it was all him so that Emma can be saved, which is kind of nice of him. I mean, I always preferred him to Daniel, but that's because Daniel has the personality of wood. I want to know how losing powers affects people, both emotionally and physically, because it's gotta be tough, right? They've had it since birth, usually, and then it's just gone. Andy has a virtual boyfriend named Philip because she doesn't like any of the other boys at her school. Anyway, Emma makes him real and Andy's over the moon about it. Then later, Andy sends Philip back into the game because he's trying to eat people, and Andy's incredibly upset and they get into a big fight over it. Andy, your boyfriend tried to eat people. I don't think you being upset is the biggest issue right now. Agamemnon finally finds out about Desdemona's plans and that she framed Lily, so now he's got to stop it. But I'm gonna bet it won't be him stopping her, it'll be Emma because she's special. I think Agamemnon's in the Abyss now, which is where Emma sent E, so he thinks that Emma is in the Abyss instead of her evil clone. Okay, I prefer Jax as a character to Daniel. However, what I've seen with Jax Emma's boyfriend is constantly him lording it over Daniel that he owns Emma now. That is not a healthy relationship unless he gets off his fucking pedestal and sees Emma as an actual person. I'm going to come into the TV and punch him. He does in the end, but season 2 Jax is a... Diego can make portals that travel to Limbo now because of plot convenience, and we never see this power ever again. We hear Jax's dad, and it turns out that he wants to rule the magic realm with Jax at his side by using him to get closer to Emma, and then, I don't know, throw her in the bin. At the last light of the full moon, whatever the heck that is. Oh yeah, if the magic realm is destroyed, all magic people are destroyed with it. And also, Jax understands that he did something wrong. By God, he can be taught. E and Agamemnon are now free, and he knows that E isn't actually Emma, so she sends him to Limbo, somehow, so now the council's all in Limbo together. It's a family reunion of people trapped in prison, yay!
Woo!
Emma and Jax break up, which I'm not totally torn up about, but he admits that he's been selfish lately, so at least I don't despise him. Daniel and Emma are sent to the Abyss, so Andy, Maddie and Katie team up and send Sophie in there to get them a key that can get them all out. But only Sophie and Emma escape, so Daniel's dead! Series wrap! Woo! That's good night. Unfortunately, I'm kidding, there's still 2 seasons left. Andy and Emma make up. Maddie, Katie and Sophie reunite, meanwhile Jax and E are plotting. Emma finds out about evil Desdemona and turns her into stone, which lasts about 2 seconds as she manages to free herself from it. Somehow. And Jax's dad is pressuring Jax into doing what he wants. Jax saw Emma at her house, so now he knows that she's escaped, and he tells E, but he starts to feel bad about having to destroy the girl he's dated previously. Which I feel like is like a basic thing in a relationship. Maybe don't try and destroy your significant other. I'm saying this as somebody who is dating. I've never wanted to destroy my significant other before. Well,
Yeah.
Desdemona traps Gigi and Diego, so now Emma, Daniel, Maddie, Katie and Sophie, aka the gang, have to go and save them. Maddie, Katie and Sophie go to rescue Gigi and Diego, meanwhile Andy goes to try and stop Desdemona from getting to the magic realm. Daniel and Emma go to stop Jax and E at Emma's house, and Emma gives up her powers to save her dad. Side note, Hex gets taken out, and it is the most dramatic scene in the entire show. Andy is sobbing over Hex's dead body. Desdemona breaks the alliance with E and Jax, so now they're all fighting and Desdemona's evil counterpart is defeated, so she's normal again. Okay, right, so Maddie goes into Limbo to save the council, and she does. Emma and Daniel fight E and Jax. Emma pushes E into the portal and she disappears. It's later revealed that it's a portal to Limbo, but it wasn't entirely made clear during the episode, at least to me. And the only feeling I have is what the fuck just happened. Jax said he's sorry, but Andy and Daniel aren't forgiving him yet, but Emma does, so I guess that's all that matters. I just found out that finishing a season of Every Which Way causes me to feel like I've drank 5 cups of coffee, as I'm so confused and just need somebody to ramble about it to them. Apologies to Litten and my mother for being those people.
Don't apologise, it's fun.
Season 2 was okay, definitely a step up from the first, and also Agamemnon was there, so it's great. I might be the only Agamemnon stan in the world, but I will wear that with some pride. Anyway, next is my favourite season, so let's go.
Come on, let's go, you and me together.
The season starts off with Emma delivering drinks and getting stressed, so she freezes time, as you do. You know, watching this in the coldest winter we've had for a while is pretty funny, considering it's all very sunny and lovely over in Miami. Meanwhile, I'm under 2 blankets and a hoodie watching it. We see a girl called Mia who's pretending to be frozen move after Emma leaves the scene and say, taking down the chosen one's gonna be easier than I thought. So we've got a new antagonist. Mia being very obviously added to the final shot of the opening makes me laugh a lot more than it should have. Maddie goes to tell the council about Emma freezing time and they get her to unfreeze it. Maddie also has the title of Defender of the Council because of what she did in season 2 and she really hams it up. The council's also accepted Daniel and Emma dating, which seems like a really big 180 from the previous season because of all humans can't know about magic stuff. Jax is at a rebel boot camp for trying to destroy the realm so that he can prove he should earn his powers back. Desdemona sees Emma casting a spell in public, so she gets sent to the same place as Jax, which... Okay, if casting spells in public is bad, Maddie should have been sent to the camp as well. They should have all been sent there back in season 1. I don't know if Kanai's count, but Diego should be sent there as well. When Emma arrives at the camp, Aggie tries to take Emma's powers, but he's unable to because she's the chosen one.
Emma's nothing like the principal. She has a good heart.
But she is still a teenage girl.
Great. The future of the realms, of the whim, of the chosen one's ballroom.
This is why I love Agamemnon. This video might just become an Agamemnon stan account at this point. Mia is a Kanai from a different tribe as Diego. We also learn that Kanais have different markings, sometimes on their body, depending on their tribe. Like Mia has a spider one and Diego has nothing, I think. It's never confirmed. Also, Jesus Christ, Emma, Daniel having fun with another girl's too much for you? I can say this as someone in a relationship. If I got jealous of everyone I saw my partner talking and having fun with, I'd be jealous 24/7. His life doesn't revolve around you. Daniel sings a song for Emma to declare his love for her, and while he's not a terrible singer, why is this the only one on iTunes? And like streaming services? The theme song deserves to be on streaming services more than this. If Jax could swear, this would be a completely different show. He'd be calling Agamemnon so many curse words. Hashtag let Jax say fuck. Because of her Kanai powers, Mia is able to transform into other people. So she transforms into Andy so she can get closer to Daniel by playing video games with him. Then the T3 bring in this giant magnet which undoes her powers as it's triggered by a magical ring. Then Mia disguises as Daniel and flirts with Gigi in front of Emma to get her jealous and break up with him, but it doesn't work. Mia sees Katie untransform as Gigi, so she makes Katie forget what she saw by putting snow in her hair, and it works. Okay, it's being described as having brain freeze, so I guess when you get a brain freeze you get snowy hair. Because of this, Katie is now working for Mia, as well as Katie wanting to get revenge for Maddie being mean to her. Jax gets a test at the Rebels boot camp, which is to essentially not steal his powers back, but also being threatened with his powers being destroyed if he doesn't complete an extremely unfair test. He calls Emma and Andy, who figures out that the test is, you know, to not steal his powers. So he should tell Agamemnon that he stole them. Then Jax actually takes this advice and tells Agamemnon about what he did. So he graduates the boot camp and is trusted again by the magic realm, which is nice. I think I'm actually attached to these characters now. I feel happy for them when they succeed. The music when Mia, disguised as Emma, kisses Daniel, it's glorious. Yeah, Mia uses her Kanai marking, which is a spider, to put a curse on Daniel by making him evil, which causes him to break up with Emma and get with Mia. Okay, so there's this side plot with the T3 throughout the entire season where they get outdone in pranking by Diego's cousins, aka H2O. I only bring this up because there's a bit where they say hello to Daniel, and Tommy goes, "Top of the morning to you," and the captions say in an Irish accent, but he does it in my kind of accent, you know, an English accent. But he looks about like 9, so I'll let him off. Okay, quick side tangent. I was looking at the Every Which Way wiki to look at some strange comments, which will be featured at the end, and I was looking on Tommy's wiki to find his age, so I checked his actor to see if he's still doing acting, and he's Greg Heffley in The Long Haul. Gosh, poor kid. Emma looks at Daniel using spell-o-vision goggles and sees no magic, so she thinks Daniel has actually fallen out of love with her, but I assume they can't see it because it's Kanai, spells, magic, elemental powers. We don't really know what she has, but Mia, it's Mia. It's whatever Mia does. Andy and Diego see Daniel with his shirt off, please don't question it, and sees that he has a spider tattoo, which Diego identifies as being a Kanai mark, so now he knows that he's not the last Kanai, and they tell everyone about the spider seal. Mia immediately gets rid of the seal from Daniel because she feels bad about doing it, but then immediately regrets it straight afterwards because Daniel's now not under her control anymore. Mia puts Daniel back under the spider seal, but makes Daniel pretend to be free from the spider seal to get Emma to put on a necklace called the Crystal de Caballero, apologies for my horrific pronunciation, that will weaken her powers. Katie also asked Maddie to put on a bracelet containing a part of the crystal, so now both of their powers are weakened. We learn that there are 3 parts of the crystal. Jax overhears the council say this and tells Andy so that they can get the final part of the crystal together. Diego tells Mia that he's also a Kanai, and says about witches thinking that they destroyed Kanais but they didn't. Mia says that her parents were killed by the principal from season 1 because she always comes back no matter what, and that she wants to kill Emma because she's the chosen one, despite Emma not actually doing anything to her personally. She also says that the crystal is completed, it will weaken all witches' powers, so uh-oh, that's not good.
Whoops.
We also get a flashback of the principal coming to kill Mia's parents because they're Kanais, and Mia's dad says that she will lead a tribe someday and that she'll have another half to help her. She thinks that Diego is the other half, which is a fair assumption to make, considering he might be the last Kanai other than Mia. Andy goes to capture Mia, and Mia freezes her, so Philip, Andy's zombie boyfriend, gets out of the TV with Hex's magical help to try and save her. Mia takes Andy to her basement, unfreezes her and tries to recruit her. Andy rejects her and they fight, then Mia ties her up with a magical web. Then Andy freezes Mia in place, but Mia calls for Diego's help. Maddie looks to see where Diego is and is jealous that he's in Mia's basement, so she teleports there. And Daniel's here. Oh gosh, there's so many people. I assume Emma and Jax will get here soon. The thing I like about Mia in comparison to all the other villains so far is she genuinely believes she's doing the right thing. The principal and Desdemona were evil for the sake of it, but Mia does think the witches will hurt her and those she loves. Mia is wearing the Crystal de Caballero. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My pronunciation's awful. You just might have to accept it at this point.
Yeah.
Anyway, the crystal's now completed, and it protects her against witches' spells, so Maddie or Emma can't hurt her. Both Maddie's mum and Emma's dad discover that their children are missing, which I really appreciate, I guess, how scared and horrified they were, because that must be awful for parents. Diego fights Mia, and she's very angry for Diego helping the witches and says that he's betrayed his kind, which, Mia, honey, your kind don't exist anymore. Okay, sorry, that's mean. I'm not sorry though, because it only lasts a few seconds before Emma, with her magical chosen one powers, overpowers the crystal and teleports Mia away. The council find out about the whole basement fiasco and worry that she can cast spells around the crystal, which isn't supposed to happen, and worry that she'll turn out to be like the principal. So they summon Jax to question him, and when he won't answer, they turn him into a kangaroo, because we love stereotypes here.
And I thought my last one was dysfunctional.
We're not dysfunctional, we're unique.
Yeah, sure, Diego, keep telling yourself that. Mia challenges Diego to a duel, which Mia wants to do right away, but real life events happening like school and work, so honestly it's the most realistic scene in the entire show.
Great. Let's go.
Right now?
No better time than the present.
Let me check. I have a social science quiz next.
And I have history class.
Okay. After school then.
I have a shift at the 7.
Manny Betty.
This isn't how we set up a duel.
How about, Monday? After school?
Monday works for me. Yeah.
Me too.
Emma's power is somewhat limited, so she can't do anything, thank goodness. She can't undo the kangaroo transformation spell that the council did on Jax. As they think that Jax has learned his lesson, the council undo the kangaroo spell, which he doesn't remember much of, except a conversation that he had with Agamemnon. So he tells Emma about it, and all we know of the conversation is that Jax tells Emma, I think the council's going to overthrow you, which I don't know how that's possible because she's like a chosen one from birth. I don't know if you can take a chosen oneness off. Whatever. Diego and Mia have a duel, and Diego loses because he smashes his face into a bin. Now Mia owns him and can control him with a powerful shock, which, you know, doesn't seem great. The council, minus Lily, steal the hex to bargain with Emma. Jax steals the crystal and Agamemnon threatens him. Also, the hex attacks Agamemnon. So Wits Academy is just Aggie getting PTSD from a book. Emma tries to cast a forbidden spell to turn Philip human, as he's kind of been dying for the past week or so. Can anyone use forbidden spells or just chosen ones? Like, can anyone say that they're the chosen one at the start of the spell? I don't know. The council is confused about how Emma managed to do it without consequences for the magic realm and herself. Emma dropped the crystal when she cast the forbidden spell, so now it's missing. Mia invades Daniel's house and says that she wants the crystal back. Then Jax comes up with an idea that the crystal was destroyed, and that in exchange for Philip becoming human, every witch's power has gone so no one can use them. He's wrong, and Mia gets the crystal back and sends them both into the video game. In the video game, they're chased by zombies, and Mia has the perfect opportunity to kill Emma but doesn't because Emma has a ton of plot armor.
A man has fallen into the river in Lego City. Start the new rescue helicopter.
Mia gets the crystal back, and she says it's the only thing she has of her dad's to remember him by. Emma and Mia escape the game, and Emma lies to the council and says that she didn't find the crystal, so Mia gets to keep it to remind her of her dad. Emma says that Knights and witches are done fighting, which the council just accepts because she's the chosen one, and also Mia frees Diego from the whole electric shock thing. The council says to Emma that she should put her powers in a bottle so she can train as the chosen one, but Emma says no, and that the council needs to change their views on witches, humans and Knights. They accept this, and Emma is now leader, I think. I'm writing this as I finish the season and I genuinely don't know. Still as somebody recording, I still don't know. They seem to respect her opinion more, but she is still a teenager. And as we can see in season 4, she's gonna get a lot worse. Daniel and Jax do big speeches throughout the episode about how she needs to choose who to date. And okay, this is really interesting, at least to me.
Look up, ahead is a magical adventure.
So, it's January 24th, 2015, and about a week before the finale, the Nickelodeon YouTube channel posts a video called Choose the Finale, where the actors for Jax and Daniel talk about how, since they can't decide who Emma's going to date, the audience should. Then, on the Every Which Way website, a poll goes up, saying who should Emma choose? Now, at this point, we can probably assume that the finale has been filmed and edited, right? So, the logical thing for Nick to have done would have been to shoot 2 endings where they insert which boy won the ending for each finale, and then they kiss. What did I write?
And then they kiss.
Not the boys.
They teleport into the pool. Emma isn't there. It's just Daniel and Jax. They're like, what?
Well, fuck, I guess we gotta kiss now.
Okay then, and then they kiss for the fun of it.
Where Emma and said love interest kiss. But it appears that they only filmed Daniel's ending, which would have been great if Daniel won, but he didn't. Surprising no one but the Nick executives, Jax came out on top. So now, because Jax won, and the previous ending didn't make any sense, there's a really big storyline shift in season 4 that existed just because of the audience, at least from what I can tell. I was also considering DMing Paola Andino, who plays Emma, to confirm or deny this, but I got scared, so I didn't. Sorry. Overall, the season was definitely the best, and had a villain who's not evil for the sake of it, which definitely helped. Also, the plot was a lot stronger and the acting was better, aka Agamemnon was great. Anyway, let's get on to the final season, which wraps up pretty satisfyingly, at least better than Every Which Way.
Every which way?
It's the final season.
Bam, bam, bam. Ba-da-bam, bam, bam.
We start with Jax being in the pool instead of Daniel, and no one remembering who Daniel is. So either Daniel's been erased from existence, or Emma has teleported into a random alternate universe, and she thinks it's the latter. Jax's house is full of his clones, and they're happy and hanging out together. However, they do mention his dad calling, and now Jax's dad has arrived. He's a hard-headed, practical man of business. If you know, you know. So he's probably going to do something evil, probably. It's
Probably.
Jax's dad. Yeah. Emma meets with the council, and they don't believe her about this being an alternate universe, because in their world she had to choose between them and Jax being her consultant, and she chose Jax. They think she's having a power outage, which means when powers grow too fast or get too strong, it causes hallucinations, memory loss, and other things like that. Lily believes Emma, however, and says that she just made a continuum break by accident, and that Daniel is in an alternate reality which occurred when Emma, / the audience, chose Jax. Lily says that if Emma tries to find Daniel in the alternate universe, she only has 5 days to get him back, or else he just vanishes. In this alternate universe, Daniel's working in an animal sanctuary called the Everglades, which I learned is a real place in Florida, which is cool. Emma and Andy manage to convince Lily, Diego, Gigi, Maddie, Sophie, Katie and Jax to go to the Everglades after Jax has had a talk with his dad about how Jax is a disappointment in his dad's eyes. Diego takes them in an RV, which, of course, breaks down. Daniel finds the RV and Emma is delighted, but still no one can remember him. Jax is jealous of Daniel because Emma seems to be more obsessed with him, and Andy gives him a talk about trusting Emma, and Jax admits that he's being a jerk. Yay! Healthy conversation about relationships for once. Jax tries to make it up to Emma by doing a fancy dinner date using magic in another room, but Gigi and Daniel walk in, so now they know about magic and everyone's trying to cover it up. But Emma confesses to Daniel about being a witch to try and get him to remember everything about his life, which causes another continuum break. So now they're back in the original timeline, but Daniel doesn't remember anything. Emma convinces Daniel to come back to Miami with her, which neither Daniel nor Jax is happy about. Daniel, his family, and Mia are all living in the Everglades and loving their life, so Andy suggests leaving things as they are, because Daniel's happy and she's happy with Jax, but Emma doesn't listen, which will be a common theme of this season. Andy sits Emma down and talks with her about how this doesn't just affect her, but it affects the lives of everyone around her, and she may need to give Daniel up for the sake of everyone else to have a good life, as well as giving him his old life back. Good life, old life, old good life, good life,
yeah.
Yep. Jax comes back to Miami and finds Jessie, which it's so nice to see a familiar character from Wits Academy. He finds her in his kitchen, but he doesn't believe that she's his sister until she finds a photo of him and her mum and shows it to Jax. Okay, lore dump time. Turns out Jax's mum didn't die, she's been in hiding with Jessie for the last 10 years. Maddie's mum has been looking after them and keeping it from Jax for some reason. Jessie meets her dad and recognises her, so now Jax knows that Jessie isn't just pretending to be his sister. Jax's dad is somehow planning on breaking Emma, which sounds a bit weird, and making her useful to him somehow by her having the continuum break. Andy and Jessie hate each other from the offset because, well, Jessie thinks Andy is lame, so Andy ain't taken that line down. And because of that, Jessie is taped to the door, yay!
Guess again.
You'll pay for this, Andy Cruz. You hear me? You can't hide from me.
You taped my sister to the inside of a door?
Emma's trying to get Daniel to remember his past life, and the council kidnaps him to examine him after the continuum break, so Daniel freaks out and leaves Iridium High, which is fair. There's a crossover episode with a Nick show called Talia in the Kitchen, which is something I've never heard of before I looked up this video, and a lot of stuff goes down in this crossover episode for some reason. Daniel really wants to go home with Mia, but Emma won't let him because this is his true home, so Daniel lies to Emma to get her to believe that he's really back. Talia uses magic to make everyone tell the truth when they eat her food, so everyone admits that they think that the quest to get Daniel's memory back is just really bad and they hate it. Also, Maddie is mad that no one ever acknowledges her, Katie is mad that Maddie never thanks her for being there for her, Diego is mad at Maddie's mum for being mean to him because he's a Kanai, and Sophie loves everyone. There's a quick previously on which shows that Talia wanted to help Daniel remember. Daniel remembers dating Maddie and that the continuum break is still in effect. Maddie agrees to play Daniel's fake girlfriend to help him get his memories back, but she's also not happy about it because she genuinely has changed from season 1 as a character and genuinely loves Diego. She also tells Emma about the memory restoration spell, so Emma says she's going to look into it.
Romantic date with my girlfriend to maybe help him with his memory so that he doesn't disappear.
Man, we have officially entered telenovela territory.
Emma casts a spell on Andy and Diego to make them remember Daniel, and it works. So why didn't she just do that from the beginning? Jessie tells Jax that she and her mum were hiding from their dad, so Jax makes a plan to go and find her while Jessie stays home and keeps her dad occupied. It's Liana, that's the mum's name, but there's one L in the Jax family.
Everyone else.
And no one else. And then Luke. Luke is Lily's cousin.
Oh yeah.
Does this mean Liana is an archer?
Potentially. It would make sense given like their family is shown to be very powerful.
Yeah. Jax meets his mum, Liana, who we think is a human, and she starts telling him about the family backstory and how Jake wanted Jessie to fight to become the chosen one, and how she's regretted leaving Jax with his dad every single day. The Vampelts have been helping to hide Liana from her husband, which... Okay, look, I'm getting the vibes that Ursula and Liana might be dating, but I might be wrong. Sophie also works for the CIA. This is an interesting bit that's been ongoing since at least season 2. It's the final countdown until Daniel's memory goes poof. Daniel prepares to say goodbye to everyone, including his family and Mia, which is sweet. And Emma's getting stressed about not finding a way to get his memory back. Daniel kisses Emma and it causes him to remember his past life, including how he ended up in that situation and that Emma chose Jax over him. And he's confused as to why she picked him, which is fair. I mean, presumably the show writers must have thought she was going to pick him. Daniel's mad about how Emma forced him to come back to this reality where he's unhappy and wants to go back to his life in the Everglades. Jessie steals the hex because that's where she thinks she'll get her powers from, and she wants to be more like Jax with his powers. Andy gets the hex back from Jessie, and Jax is mad that Emma kissed Daniel to get him back, but she shows that she still loves him. That made no sense, but fuck. good.
You know, it's fine.
It's fine. It made some level of sense.
It
If
made
you-
as much sense as the show.
Exactly. The Van Pelt family reunion is happening, which is where all the Van Pelt witches and wizards meet up and have a party. But Maddie wants to bring Diego, which is a bad idea because he's a Kanai, and they hate Kanais. Also, Kanais apparently smell like onions to witches, so they're gonna know he's there. Mia's back in the original timeline. She goes to a different school, and Daniel tries to go to her, and she says that he shouldn't come back, but I hope she comes back because I love her. Jake sets up a security system in his house to set anti-magic traps, and Jessie says that she believes that her dad is a good guy, which Jackson vehemently disagrees with because he very much believes his mum. Big mistake. Emma gets summoned by the council for doing a continuum break, and Emma talks back to them and shows them how much she means business by pouring rain on them. Yeah, that'll get them. Maddie goes to the Van Pelt reunion with Diego, which upsets Maddie's mum, and she tries to kick him out, and Maddie says if he goes, she goes, which I love for them. They're the best couple of this show, honestly. Jake shows up at the reunion to get his revenge for Ursula hiding his wife, and Diego protects Maddie, so now Maddie's mum likes him. Liana shows up at Emma's house and Jack shows up. Seeing Jax reunite with his mum makes Emma miss her mum, giving her the idea to time travel back in time to save her mum, which... Emma, have you seen a piece of fiction? She's not going to come back the way you want her to. The council wants to strip Emma of her powers by using the secret of the triad, which requires all three councils' agreements to do. And it's hard to see them as the bad guys here just based on the way Emma's acting. She's been acting, to put it bluntly, really selfish and idiotic this season, and I haven't brought it up that much. She's just been using her powers to such an extent that even Andy is telling her to stop, and Emma says she's trying to limit her just like the council. Anyway, that's just my opinion. After they try that and that doesn't work, Emma takes away their powers, which Jax loves. Liana moves in with the Van Pelts, and Jax goes to find Jessie so they can be together, but Jessie's gone off with her dad. Also, Jake Nevo has connections to a North Korean delegate. The council are learning how to live without powers, and Agamemnon becomes the school janitor while Desdemona becomes the lunch lady. Andy says to Emma that it might have been better if the council had taken her powers for a bit, which is based, and also makes Emma very mad. Andy has a talk with the council saying that if they have an honest and open discussion with Emma, then they can work together again and not become enemies. The council rejects this because she took their powers and they want them back, and they aim to get rid of her like they did the principal. Except they didn't get rid of the principal. Emma and Maddie did. Mia and Daniel meet up to talk about the other world because Mia's starting to like this idea and she wants to go to that world with him. Jax teleports Jessie to the Van Pelt house and they reunite with their mum. Then they go out with Emma for food. Once they get back, Maddie and Ursula are tied up on the bed and Jake is in the room to convince Jessie and Jax to come with him, which they decline, which now proves in both their minds that their father is evil and wants to hurt them. Emma decides that she's definitely going to bring her mum back from the dead, and she tells Andy, who says that she shouldn't mess with the universe and they fall out, which confirms that they do fall out at least once per season. And Emma threatens Andy not to stand against her. Andy tells the council about what Emma's planning to do, so then they advise Andy to tell Hex about it and try and stop her. Andy then tells the Hex about what Emma is trying to do, but Emma walks in during that and says Andy can't tell her what to do and she never wants Andy to be her guardian. Hex is also against Emma now. Emma goes to the Van Pelts for help, but they refuse to help her when they realise that she's going to use time manipulation, which Emma says that she won't forget that they refused her. Daring the seasons make it really hard to root for Emma, which I hope is the point. People on TikTok love season 4 Emma, and I don't get it.
Like, sure, she's a badass character. She's also a dickhead.
Jax, Jessie and Liana are in Jake's house, but he's not there because Emma and Jax scared him into going on the run. She goes to Jax for help, and they go to his father's library and find the Conjupedia, which Emma uses as a replacement for the Hex, and she finds a time manipulation spell in it. Jax helps Emma with the time manipulation spell, and she absorbs Agamemnon and Desdemona's powers to do it. She says that she'll turn back time by spinning the world backwards, which... I don't know if that's how it works, but okay, sure. Emma tricks Maddie into giving her her powers so she can be more powerful. Jax offers up his powers to Emma, but she refuses, which feels a bit of a waste. Emma wants to take Jake's powers, but also not give them back to him to protect them, and also because she just wants more power anyway. But also she wants to summon the principal out of limbo to take the principal's powers, which... that's not a bad idea at all. She'll definitely be willing to help.
Yeah, no, totally fine.
Yeah, Emma's definitely sane. Emma's definitely the protagonist. Daniel goes to talk to Mia about her helping them to stop Emma, but she says that Emma reversing time could actually help them get back to their old life, so Daniel's not completely against Emma doing it now. Jake talks with Jax and explains the family lore, including that his mum is a witch. Big lore dump time. Jake explains that Liana was a very powerful witch from a small coven, and she became the coven leader at 18, which is a big deal in the magic realm. He says that the realm eventually got tired of her attitude, so she fled to Australia so she could strip herself of her powers, and she wanted to raise children to overthrow the realm. She wanted to raise Jessie to overthrow the realm and become the chosen one because witches are more powerful than wizards. Girl power, woo. Andy and a group of people, aka all the main characters, stage an intervention with Emma to show much how they care about her. Andy says that no matter what, Emma's mum will get sick, and her dad and her will have to go through with the pain all over again. It almost works until Daniel comes in and ruins everything, as he does. She decides that she's going to do it and bring her mum back anyway. Liana confirms that she's a witch to Jessie and Jax. Liana says that also she's planning to get rid of Emma so that she can make Jessie the next chosen one. Somehow. And so her family can rule the magic realm. Jax says he agrees, but then goes to warn Emma, and Liana stops him and freezes him, and monologues about how Emma will lose her powers soon and she will rule with Jessie. Liana also talks about how witches should come together out of the shadows and take over the human world. You know, as witches do. Emma finally manages to summon the principal out of limbo, and the actress comes back. Wow, I didn't actually think she would. Also, evil Emma, E, is removed from limbo as the principal's shadow. Emma takes both of their powers, so the principal and evil Emma team up to get them back. Then the evil Emma teams up with Liana to get her powers back, so evil Emma just does not care, huh? Emma tries to get her mum back, but Liana interrupts and steals Emma's powers, plus like everyone else's powers in the world other than Jax, to take over the realm and tries to turn Emma against Jax. Emma escapes with a bunch of people, but has to leave Andy behind with Liana. Lily suggests that Emma go to the magic realm with the protection of the Witches' Council.
Alright, Miss Teenage, cool it with the drama.
One of the best quotes in the show, 10 out of 10, well done Desdemona. Jessie gets her powers, yay! And she frees Jax from his mum's spell, and they work together to find out how to get Emma and Andy out of the orb that someone trapped them in. I don't know who, probably Liana. The final episode for Every Which Way has warnings for sexual threat and moderate drinking, what the fuck. Liana tries to convince Jessie to become the ruler of everything with her powers, but Jessie doesn't want to because she's a freaking 10-year-old. And then she frees Emma and Andy from the orb, giving Emma her powers back. Liana is defeated and sent to limbo, and Emma decides that she doesn't want to get her mum back, and gives Maddie, Agamemnon, and Desdemona their powers. Emma transports the principal back to limbo and combines herself with the evil Emma, so she accepts herself fully, or something like that. Emma sends Daniel back to his timeline, so everyone's forgotten who he is again, but she's accepted it and is okay with it now. Mia is also with him, so I'm happy they were the better ship anyway. Emma goes to the Everglades to see how Daniel's doing with Andy, and they confirm that he's doing well. Maddie's mum and Emma's dad kiss, and I don't know how to feel about that. Jessie, Jax and Jake are all hanging out, and Jake says that Jessie's heading for Wits Academy soon. Emma also officially makes Andy her guardian and sends her to Wits Academy for guardian training. Wonder what that could be. Nothing important, probably.
Nah.
You know, definitely not the thing that got me into the series in the first place. The series ends with the Panthers, Diego and Jax saying goodbye and good luck to Andy for Wits Academy, and with all the goodbyes, I feel like I can genuinely feel the actors' friendship here. Or at least I hope I can. Diego and Maddie say that they're heading off to look for Kanais, and one last Jax and Emma kiss, and why did this make me cry when I watched it? So that was Every Which Way. It was a ride from the lows to the good as Wits Academy. It was certainly a mix of good and bad, as well as lots of moments that confused me. But it got me excited enough about the world to create my own story and characters based on both series, so that's gotta count for something. I also want to create my own kind of history of the magic realm thing, but I don't know how far I'm gonna go with that. Thank you, Litten, for putting up with my rambling, recording this video, and watching the end of season 3 with me. It was
Very
really
gladly. It was a ride.
Yeah, I don't know if this counts as a very gladly, considering we've been doing this for like, what, an hour? 2 hours? Hour and a half?
Very gladly, because we've got it done.
Yeah, we're getting it done. Woo! This has been in the works for 2 years, a year. I think as of today we're recording, it's been 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Woo!
yeah, it's taken a while. Before I go, I want to highlight the comments on the Every Which Way wiki. These things on screen are now some things that people have said, and wow, people really got into this show. Like, I didn't think when I clicked on a wiki about a show targeted at younger people and preteens that I would see people threatening to end each other over a ship. Also, this comment. What does this mean? If you think you know, please comment below and let me know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it means. And that is probably not going to be all the videos on my channel. I've got at least one more I want to do, and who knows, maybe I'll upload somewhere after that. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a good day. I managed to turn a 24-page script down into 18 pages, which I hope won't make the video that long, but who knows? Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye. I want to do a video on the Monster High movies because now that I know that they're like, it's
Yeah.
not happening, I'm like, I need to rant about this.
Every week.